Hey everyone, this is Goddess of Radical Self-Love for MECA, Make Everyone Count Always. We are a support network for radical self-love and self-care and master manifesting. It is Magic Manifestation Monday. Yeah, it is, so get your planners out. Thank you all who have come to support our family and our network and be a part of it by subscribing. Thank you for all your thumbs up. Likes, comments, and shares. Yes. Likes, comments, and shares. Oh my. And donations. I feel those pentacles falling down on MECA today. MECA is also here to support our community's most vulnerable, our care receivers, and those who care for them, caregivers. When our community's most vulnerable, care receivers, and those who care for them, caregivers, feel supported and valued, we all can rest assured we are supported and valued as well. Yes, so we welcome all. Everyone is welcome to our family of metaphysicists. Yes, so Magic Monday manifestation. First, I would like to talk about radical self-love for a moment, since some seem to be confused by this concept. It is very simple. It does not mean that we are only loving on ourselves. No, this is only the first step. See, through having radical forgiveness and compassion for the self, so we let go of shame and guilt. We also let go of fear. Yes. Letting go of fear, we are able to follow our dreams, passion, goals, and desires. Sometimes just by following these, like yourself, myself, yours truly, you find radical self-love. So sometimes it can be switched around a bit in order for you to fall in love with yourself. Once you fall in love with yourself, understand that you deserve to be here. You are valued, even if that's only by you to begin with, right? You understand what your qualities, your special gifts and talents bring to this world. So the collective, right? Then we can use those gifts and talents to give to others purely, unconditionally. So therefore, we are no longer codependent, right? Because we get our needs of validation and acceptance through ourselves, right? We're not asking others to provide these things to us, which is out of need and fear and doubt and worry, which I understand is programming, right? Which we are constantly being bombarded by this programming that says you're not enough, you're not worthy. But I'm here to remind you that you are. You are enough. You are perfect, right? You're a human being. So the human side needs a little work. And that's what we do. We work on that human side. And by working on that human side, I mean self-care. So when we give to the self-care that you need and deserve, you can be full of your love, right? Because you've gifted yourself what you need. So then, therefore, you can give to others purely, full of compassion, full of empathy, full of love, full of support out to others. You cannot do this in a genuine way if you have not been gifting to the self-care. You cannot manifest the things that you would like to manifest in your life without understanding that you are deserving of these things, correct? This is the idea. So with Master Manifestation Monday, we have to be able to have our plan of self-care for the entire week laid out. So get out your planners and make sure you understand each single day you have to have a plan for self-care. So whether that's walks or whether that's spiritual baths or whether that's getting a massage, all kinds of things. Whatever you love that makes you feel refreshed and renewed, write those things down. Have a list, an ongoing list of all the things that you love to do This is self-care. Part of my work, my passion is self-care because it has come to replenish my soul, right? But we also need times where we're able to just let go and be in the moment, right? So meditation is a very important part of all of this. And you can do that in many different ways. You can meditate when you're on a walk, and you can meditate in your spiritual bath, or you can sit and stare at a white wall and meditate. It's all up to you, right? Meditate as in not stopping the thoughts, but observing the thoughts and realizing that's all that they are thoughts. And then eventually they will dissipate the more that you observe them, and you can be in a state of 0 point where it is the best point of manifestation. Yes, and this is where you can get all these amazing insights of what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, and who you're supposed to help or support, right? Just wanting to go over radical self-love a bit, and we also conquered our self-care plan for the week. So after you're done with your self-care plan for the week, this is the time you can write in your manifestations that you would like to achieve for the entire week, right? And we're getting closer to the new moon. And on the new moon, I like to do the entire month. So once we have the entire months down, you can go through the list each week and check if that's still on board with your direction. But you can't be too solid about your goals because sometimes new opportunities pop up and they might be bigger and better than what you ever imagined. So, don't be like having blinders on. This is the only way. Make sure you're seeing a full view, right? Be open. Alrighty. So for today's cards, I already drew them. And it's funny because they're pretty much in opposition to each other. We have the Three of Pentacles, which these really do coincide a lot with my life right now. So I'm sure they do all yours too, since this is Gemini season. Happy birthdays, all my Geminis, my airy friends. With the Three of Pentacles, basically, this is kind of master building with others, right? So that we all recognize each one's gifts and talents. And we're all needed, which works great for radical self-love as well, because you do not have to compare yourselves to others. There's no judgment of the self against another because you are your own individual, unique self that brings special gifts and talents along the way. So there's no need for us to compare anymore. We're all in our own lanes, okay? With the Three of Pentacles, this is really being able to work with others in a way that is supportive and value-based upon each one of us, our unique talents, right? And be able to create something amazing. So let's just say, for instance, we're going to build a building, okay? So somebody has this idea, I want to build this building, and who are we going to need to do that, right? We're going to need, obviously, architects, and we're going to need masons. So here you're the thinker thinking of the building, right? You have the vision. So we need the visionaries. And then we need the architects to design it the way you would like, because you don't know how to do that yourself. And then we also need the builders, right? So that we come out with a building that's stable and balanced. And it can't be done overnight if it's a building, because it's going to fall. It has to take some time to reach the level of what you have in your vision. So just like Master Manifesting, Magic Mondays, remember when you have long-term goals to be patient and understand that they're all going to come together, but you yourself can't do it alone. So when you're working on yourself enough, you're able to then finally work with others, because you're going to allow them to be themselves and appreciate what they're bringing to the table or to your building. Okay. Then on the other hand, the Hanged Man upside down. I'll bring these up and show you guys. But I know I said I was going to get my nails done last week, and they're still not done, so I'm kind of on that one. Yeah, I failed at my self-care plan for that one. That's okay. I had lots of other amazing things happen. So the Hanged Man upside down can be a bit of resistance. Okay, so the Hanged Man upright is taking a pause and understanding that pause is a perfect place to dream up your manifestations if you would like, or just breathe, right? Upside down, this can indicate go time. There's no reason to pause now. Everything's on board, ready to go. Let's do it, right? Let's get to it. But it can mean some interference. So for me in my life, I would say these really are two different choices in a way, and one combined. But sometimes when we have options, we have to make a choice between all of them. We can't do everything like we would wish to do. One of my options comes with a lot of drama. And how I am now is much different than I was before, because the drama would excite me and I'd want to be in the drama, right? But now I don't really want to be in the drama. I like to just have things smooth sailing. There's no reason to swim upstream. So if somebody is not valuing what you're bringing and causing drama, this might be a pretty good indication that this path would not be the correct path to be on. And if you have another option that says joy, right? Peace and prosperity, even if it's patience that takes, is a ways away from the prosperity, but there's patience involved. Because time is not linear, we all know this as magicians, we can accept the patience as a gift, right? So I'm thinking I know what needs to be done, even if it wasn't what I had originally planned, and I had all these amazing plans going on, and this is what we're going to do, and lots of strategic planning. But the people you're working with over here on the Three of Pentacles, they have to realize what you're bringing. You're bringing a pentacle, a beautiful pentacle to them and saying, let's build this. If they don't honor that pentacle for exactly what it is, then you're going to have to take that pentacle away. And then they might find out that that pentacle was worth a lot more than what they realized later. So be it. That's all I have to say on that. So, yes, I wanted to read you all of this. A couple of things from our Becoming a Practical Mystic, right? From Jaclyn Small. First, a little note from Albert Einstein. The most beautiful and most profound experiences is the sensation of the mystical. It is the sower of all true science. He to whom this emotion is a stranger, who can no longer wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. Love it. I just wanted to read this just so that, as you all know, that I work as a conduit, and I really think Jaclyn's words here sum up how I work and what I see my position being for assisting others. In every age of human history, certain people have felt a strong sense of destiny and realized there is something bigger going on here than meets the eye. These practical mystics are visionaries, but they are also grounded catalysts for change who know intuitively how to recognize and direct the natural process of personal and planetary transformation. They perform the sacred function of helping humanity evolve. Having already tapped into the core of the creative process, they know how to give spiritual principles a concrete expression to move us from the uncreated to the created. For they remember that they are divine. Because of their obvious strength of conviction and their faith in this process, these individuals are sought out by others for guidance and support. Though in the minority, these vision carriers hold steady with their unbending belief in the coming future, which much else falls away. These people haven't actually done anything to make their presence felt by others in this way. Their authority is not a matter of doing, but of being. A spontaneous flow of spirit naturally pours through their nature, and this spirit is contagious. When you are in the presence of such a person, you feel aligned with a higher purpose and can rest, content that everything is being guided by a higher power, and that even your small life has a sacred meaning. Practical mystics are guides for the humanity during times of great change. They are the architects for the new era, for they can see the sacred within the ordinary world. They possess an intuitive understanding of how to die to the old and allow a higher order to make all things new. And they model this process for others, which is how they teach. We ourselves are these architects, artists, and designers of the coming times, makers of the specific themes and events we intensely desire to experience. There appears to be a universal fabric or cosmic soup in which our consciousness is embedded. This consciousness, our very life force, can be molded and visibly shaped into any type of matrix or design for every human potential we can imagine as a possibility. By using our creative imaginations, focused attention, and remarkable ability to create stories and assign meaning to things, we shape our reality. We do this in alignment with the creative force itself. If we could draw a diagram of what is happening, we could see that our human will is merging with divine love itself. In doing so, we are cultivating qualities of courage, compassion, and understanding. We are aligning with the Creator's plan for humanity. Our prayer becomes, "For so it must be, and help me to do my part." As you are one of these awakening ones, perhaps a closeted mystic with an eye on the future life and ears to hear the inner instructions coming from your source. If you are, you will know it. So, well, for me, it was kind of hard to not know it when I keep on hearing voices. So, I don't know. They told me I'm not crazy when I said I was hearing voices. So, I did have a doctor check into it. Anyway, so with our master manifestations, the biggest thing is, and spiritual, even though I am spiritual, I would say the description is more on the lines of energy. So whether it's a crystal, or whether it's chakras, or whether it's essential oils, they're healing tools. Like, our chakras aren't tools, obviously, but I guess they are because we heal them too. So yeah, they're tools of healing. We use tools to heal them. And if we meditate on our chakras, right, we can heal ourselves. It takes practice, though. Things don't just happen overnight. They are and become rituals. So whether you're wanting protection, peace, joy, prosperity, all these things, it has to be an even energy exchange. If what you're seeking is peace, be peaceful. If what you're seeking is love, love. But start with yourself, right? If what you're seeking is prosperity, share your wealth. If it's your last dollar and someone needs it more, well, there shouldn't be a question of who has the dollar. Someone needs it more, you give the dollar. It's very simple. The universe responds to your actions and your thoughts, right? So you have to train your mind. You have to train your feelings. I used to be very reactive. And typically now it takes quite a bit to make me reactive, right? So responding is much different than reacting. Responding, you center. And I kind of have this theory that whoever is the most centered in the room always wins if it's a competition, especially if you're dealing with people who are very reactive. I had a situation last week that could have turned out really badly if I would have used my old ideology, proving others wrong in the way that I did. And yeah, was it something that I was fighting over that was a major belief of mine, right? I was in a meeting for a community that was planning an event. And my position was to be there and make sure that we had planned around our communities of care receivers and caregivers, right? We need to make sure everyone can be involved, which takes accommodations for everyone. And we all need accommodations. It's just some people can understand those and do those things for themselves easier than others. So, you know, it's a hot sunny day and you're going to put on sunglasses, right? That's an accommodation. You're going to wear a hat. You're going to wear sunscreen. These are all accommodations. So others take other types of accommodations. Some care receivers, which we all are, caregivers and care receivers, but we have to understand that other people's needs are different than our own, right? And we don't have to compare, well, it's only this group of the population that needs this, right? Well, that group of the population is growing every day. Yeah, care receivers growing every day. Remember, we have 10,000 people a day turning 65. So in a couple years, everywhere you look, 1 in 5 people, and then 1 in 4 will be 65 and older. Our seniors, right? And they're going to need accommodations. And we have to start today to prepare. And starting today means including those who have challenges, right? So they need accommodations. Not everybody is on the same train of thought and is upset because now you have people like me who are saying, hold up. Is this done? Is this done? Is this done? And they don't like it because they're used to just going on and not thinking about this population, which is so important. They are valued and need to be supported. So how I would have responded before, I probably would not have been welcome back. I'm serious. So now, understanding that in order to have others clearly understand where I'm coming from, that it's not just my passion, it's about protection of all our citizens, of our entire community, right? By talking in a different tone and by waiting to respond and not react, I facilitate a stronger relationship that is respected, right? Even if at times I personally don't feel respected, that is not the point, because I don't play that game anymore. So going into a state of peace, no matter what the situation, is the stronger position, always. So I'm going to end it there for our Magic Manifestation Monday. We can dance it out. I will see you all tomorrow on Transformation Tuesday with Jaclyn. I love you all so much. Thank you for spending this time with me each and every day. Mwah. Ciao, ciao for now.